Hello everyone, welcome to Chess Comic, where we learn, laugh, and checkmate. Last week, Magnus Carlsen won his 5th Speed Chess Championship title, and today, he added another milestone, his first World Freestyle Chess Championship. But championships aren't won without danger. Today, we're taking a look at a critical position from the Game 3 of his match against world number 3, Fabiano Caruana, a moment where Magnus was very close to losing, and where one mistake could have cost him the entire title. So, if you guys are ready, let's break down the position. Here, Magnus is playing black and just played queen to c4, and Fabiano played queen to g2. But instead of playing queen to g2, the correct move should have been queen to f3 check. King goes to e6. Obviously, the knight can't. If the knight blocks, so white will just capture. King goes to e6, followed by a rook sacrifice, in which if black doesn't capture, there will be rook e7, a forced checkmate in 3, right? Because of a ladder checkmate. So let's try to go back, which logically forces black to capture the rook, and then captures back. Now the king can go to d7 or f7. Either way, white will capture the pawn on b7. Actually, d7 is the best move so that black can block. And then after captures, check, king runs away, queen takes h4, and this is obviously winning for white because of material pawns, right? So let's go back. There's an option here for the king to go to d6, but white will just play bishop to g3, and same goes. There'll be queen takes b7 after the king goes to d7 or e7, and white wins the rook. So that was the missed chance or opportunity by Fabiano. So here, after he played queen to g2, Magnus played king to e6. It was just like a repetition of ideas or patterns. Queen h3, king to d5, and then Fabi got another chance to play queen f3, in which he missed. He played queen h1, king e6, queen b1. So slowly as they move along, Fabi is giving Magnus a chance to equalize. I mean, when we say equalize, it's pretty obvious why it's much winning, because aside from the king being in danger, the other piece, which is the black rook, is doing nothing. It's undeveloped. Now, black played king to d7. Fabi played e4, trying to push his passers and control more of the center. Then rook e8, bishop g3, g5. Here, he played rook to g4, which means his plan is to capture the pawn on g5, right? After Magnus played rook f8, it was pretty confusing why Fabi didn't capture the pawn on g5, and this would have been a much better move for him. It's the evaluation of the engine is just equal. Because after rook takes g5, maybe he was sort of uncomfortable with this move, rook f1. He just needs to play queen c2, because maybe he's thinking of queen d3, which is going to be met by rook d1, losing his queen, right? But he just needs to play queen c2. And then if Magnus plays something like rook to g1, queen e3, queen f1. I mean, it's scary, but there's nothing for black here. There's no way to get inside or give white suspicious checks, right? And now, white will just play rook g7 check, a back and forth check, because king c8, rook g8. Now the king's like logically forced to go back to d7, and it will be a back and forth or perpetual check, because if the king goes to c7, there'll be a tactic of bishop takes d6, king takes d6, and queen to h2, forking the king and the rook. So now, let's see how the game ended. After queen to b3, which Fabi played, now Magnus is already winning, because he played queen f1, Fabi played queen d5, threatening the knight, but it's too late for him, because queen g2, king d1, rook f1, and he lost the game. Because this is forced. If Fabi plays bishop e1, there's just so many ways for white or for black to win. Either queen takes g4, queen f2, which forces a checkmate on You won. Alright, so the question is, was this just luck? Or is this what happens when luck meets extreme talent and creates something unbeatable? You guys decide. Please drop down your comment. And until next time, bye bye everyone!